Hey there, good evening to you. I am First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, streaming right now on Atlanta News First Plus. Here we're going to take an extended dive in this particular stream into the holiday week forecast. Of course, we have Christmas on the 25th. We have the beginning of Hanukkah this year on the 25th. A lot going on. Even if you don't celebrate either of those two holidays, it is a busy week where students are out of school. A lot of folks choose this week to travel, both domestically and abroad, and it is shaping up to be a fairly active week of weather across portions, not all, but portions of the country. So again, we're going to dive into the details and really use Atlanta News First Plus as a place to chat. If you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, would love to hear from you, and you can ask those questions in two places. And again, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. If you're just tuning in and streaming, did notice we just got an alert in the Atlanta News First app. If you have the app, you may have been buzzed and kind of been given a link to watch this stream. Two places you can ask questions if you need anything clarified. If you have a specific travel destination you need the forecast for, all you have to do is either text us 470-777-WANF. Again, that is 470-777-9263. That is one place where we can chat. You can throw in your weather question, comment, concern. Also on YouTube, already have some comments coming in. Angela Moore, happy Sunday to you. Alex Corbin, good evening to you, saying, and go Falcons, go Falcons. I haven't been able to peek at the game here. We're working on the weather, but hopefully everything is going according to plan here. Wesley Millsap, hello to you, watching from Ackworth. Also, Alex Corbin in East Point. So we have folks all over the metro, across North Georgia, and likely at least a handful of streamers from abroad. And if this is your first time watching Atlanta News First Plus, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, and we're here to give you the forecast. We're going to dive into the details, go into why it's a complicated, in fact, a more uncertain than normal forecast going into the new week. How that could impact, travel plans to our west in particular. We're more confident that there will be nasty weather well to our west. The lack of confidence comes into exactly when does that greatest rain chance arrive in North Georgia. So right now, no first alert weather days, but certainly the opportunity is there for the forecast to trend a little wetter, which is why we're watching it so closely and making sure you are staying in tune with the forecast as well. Ford Farmer is watching from Lake Peachtree. Hello to you. Thanks for tuning in and for watching. Might as well, now that we have folks watching, dive into it. First alert radar right now is dry. Again, it is a dry and cold day yet again across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. Boy, was it cold last night and this morning. Very frosty too. Kind of a pretty start to the day with all the frost and the cold, and a very similar setup underway tonight. Temperatures are really going to plummet as soon as we get to sunset and beyond. So if you have evening plans, especially after 7, 8 p.m., most of us are back in the 30s, and I think this is going to be one of those evenings, much like yesterday evening, where that frost starts to form on your cars and on the roofs, even on the grass, relatively early in the evening. So cold, frosty, but clear and pretty. It's still nice outside. No rain on First Alert radar. In fact, hard to even find any clouds. Going to turn that satellite layer back on, and you'll notice we have to go quite a bit away and really zoom out here before we find any significant cloud cover. A few clouds up in Kentucky, some in Texas, and more clouds with cold air still streaming into the southwestern Atlantic well to our south. Overhead, it's nothing but sunshine and clear sky, and as we get into the evening hours, nothing but stars and a clear sky. So the setup is there for temperatures to really tumble after sunset once again. Before we do get into that more active portion of the forecast, that work week weather, do want to give you a look at temperatures out the door tomorrow morning. This morning, unofficially, 30 was the low at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Much the same out the door tomorrow morning, right around 30. LJ 23. And of course, as you get outside the core of the metro, outside the core of I-285, temperatures in the mid to upper 20s, and frost is likely tomorrow morning. Notice upper left-hand corner, the average low is 38 at Hartsfield-Jackson. Tomorrow's 30, so this is colder even than normal, but of course, what is normal, what is average, is just an average of extremes, right? Ups and downs, ups and downs. And tomorrow morning, it's a down. It's cold. It's frosty out the door. If you're running maybe holiday errands, I know so many are out of work, out of school, or maybe you are still working tomorrow. If you have to leave early, we're going to wake up to maybe just a few wispy clouds, lots of frost in the forecast, and it will be cold out the door in the morning. Hopefully, your heater is working. Mariko Brown Any snow soon. No snow in the first alert forecast, though there could be some rain as we enter the new week. However, what I will say, while there's no winter weather, no snow in the first alert forecast, Mauricio, hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. If I didn't, just give me a holler. I want to make sure I get that correct there. It does look like as we get into January, after a brief little warm-up, a colder weather pattern is going to redevelop across much of the central and eastern United States, which, while that doesn't necessarily mean winter weather here locally, it means that we're not done with winter. And, one time or two, this pattern could deliver in a way that we could see some winter weather, but nothing in the forecast right now. No strong signals of that happening anytime soon. But, of course, if that changes, we'll let you know, maybe on a stream like this one or with an update in the First Alert weather app. So Monday before Christmas, day before Christmas Eve, the afternoon time now, temperature still chillier than average. Upper 40s yesterday, upper 40s today, and tomorrow afternoon forecast to hit, 49 or 50 degrees. So not a huge jump, not an appreciable change in how it feels. 50 degrees in Atlanta tomorrow afternoon, 52 in LaGrange, 51 Thomaston. Mountains will be in the upper 40s. Frank's there on YouTube. Happy holidays to you as well. Wishing you all the same, the very best. Celebrating or not, I hope your week is wonderful. And I hopefully the weather does not impact any of your plans. Right now, we're looking at very low impacts, no first alert weather day. But we want to make sure that you know that as you go through a week where you are probably going to be pulled away from the forecast and distracted a little bit, it's only natural, that there could be some changes in the forecast, and it's a week to kind of pay a little more attention, just a little more attention than normal to the forecast, as some changes are certainly likely as we get into the middle of the work week. So again, Christmas Eve warming trend is in the forecast. We can go ahead and pull out that 7-day now because there is quite a bit to talk about. And also want to let you know that while locally we're dry Tuesday, it's going to be a nice day. Already well to our west across the Mid-South, there will be changes. There will be showers and thunderstorms. Could even be a few severe thunderstorms. And then here's our local First Alert 7-day forecast. Christmas Day, first day of Hanukkah, that evening, there's a 30% chance of rain. Forecast models are in pretty big disagreement with how the work week will unfold, both with timing of greatest rain chances and exactly how great or how significant those rain chances are, which is why you see relatively low rain chances in the First Alert forecast. There are some possibilities on the table, but no probabilities. We can't chisel everything in stone just yet. So I want you to remain aware that some subtle changes are possible in the forecast. We're watching Wednesday. We're also watching Friday. And we will be watching next Sunday in the First Alert forecast for greater chances of rain, even though we're capping that rain chance right now at 40%. This type of weather pattern is one that is particularly hard for forecast models to navigate and to process. And it's just a tricky pattern as well, just as weather patterns go. Case in point, here's a look at Wednesday, Christmas Day. Two of the best tools that we have in the First Alert Weather Center, the ECMWF forecast model, or the European, and then the GFS, or the American model. You may have heard these terms, these names kind of thrown around on social media, maybe in a stream like this one, or maybe on Atlanta News First. And notice how they're already different for Christmas Day. GFS is completely dry. European shows a little bit of rain, light, mainly southwest side, relatively brief, relatively spotty, very light, but still different than the GFS. And these models have been switching back and forth. They haven't even been consistent among themselves for the past several runs, which really drives home the point that Christmas portion of the forecast is pretty unsettled. Now, what we are confident in is that there will be quite a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity to our west. So if you have travel plans to Houston for the holidays, if you are headed to DFW, to Oklahoma City, if you're headed to Little Rock, anywhere in Louisiana, Arkansas, Western Tennessee, here is a forecast model, one of the same that I showed you earlier. This is the European, tends to do some of the best work, even in a complicated setup like this one. And notice how, Tuesday morning, there are already showers, and where you see that little yellow blip south of Dallas, thunderstorms. There is a risk of severe weather, and we'll go into that across the state of Texas, portions of the state, as we get into Christmas Eve. Again, zooming back in locally, we have all that rain and thunderstorm activity to our west. Here we are Christmas Eve, no rain here locally. We are absolutely dry. And then watch what happens as we get into Christmas morning. Again, this is very different than even when I showed it to you yesterday on Atlanta News First Plus, both at 4:30 and with Joy Limnackerin at 8 p.m. So this is 11 o'clock Christmas morning, a time in which most are sitting down to eat. And this particular forecast model wants to bring a little bit of light rain in as we get into the afternoon and evening. It's still relatively spotty, and it certainly is light, and this is the most aggressive it has been, whereas the other model is completely dry. And yesterday, this model was completely dry. But again, we're meteorologists. First Alert Weather Team, we don't just rely on what computer tells us. We know what's most likely to occur, and we use our training as meteorologists with these tools and the First Alert Weather Center to give you the best forecast possible. And we're giving you that forecast, but also letting you know there's just a little bit more uncertainty, and also being transparent through this process that there very well could be a change or two in that mid to latter week portion of the forecast. And with it being a holiday, Christmas and Hanukkah, Kwanzaa in there as well, and then everyone traveling for the new year, I want to let you know that changes are on the way, but as far as how much of an impact those changes have to your plans, to your days, right now looking relatively low, at least initially, but something we will be fine-tuning, a portion of the forecast that we will be watching and keeping you updated on here over the next, not just, hours, but the next few days. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we did have some questions coming in on YouTube, chatting with Angela, Alex, Wesley, Mauricio, Ford, Putty, and Mauricio. Yeah, you're very welcome, Mauricio, Mariko, either one. Again, I wish we could actually chat. We could do proper introductions. If I did pronounce your name incorrectly, just give me a holler there on YouTube. And that's one place where we can chat, YouTube. Atlanta News First is the account that we're streaming on right now. We're trying to stream on my Facebook page, but unfortunately, that did not work out. But want to remind you, I'm active, not just myself, but the entire First Alert Weather Team. We are active on social media, here to give you updates. And you can ask your weather questions even when we're not streaming, to shoot us a message, send us a comment. I've done, posts about the weather on my Facebook page. Just search Cutter Martin, Cutter Martin. Putty's saying, my leg says something is coming, so I hope it is low with the rain. You're another tool in the toolbox then, not just the forecast models. Where do you live, if you don't mind me asking? Putty Franks on YouTube, if you could let me know if you're watching locally in Atlanta, North Georgia, maybe somewhere else in the state, or if you're watching, streaming from abroad, because your forecast might be a little different than if you're outside of North Georgia. But yeah, pressure will be dropping, could be influencing, though right now we have very high pressure, but it will be dropping as we get into the new week and into the holiday. So it's possible, you could be feeling those changes as well. Whether that leads to rain or not has yet to be seen, but certainly the guarantee is pressure will be changing. Right now very high, but will be dropping over the next few days as we get closer into the middle of the week. As that, dip in the jet stream, as that trough of low pressure next front ever so slowly approaches North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. I want to get back to the forecast here, but also take you west of North Georgia. This is for Tuesday, so Christmas Eve. Talking about here in Atlanta, not too much going on. In fact, we're going to be absolutely dry here Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is when we start to have a question about how much rain we might be able to squeeze out. But, hundreds of miles to our south and west, roughly 600 miles to our south and west, Christmas Eve day, we are tracking a risk, a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather across portions of coastal Texas and southeast Texas. So if you have travel plans to Houston or Austin, though I would also say Dallas kind of in the mix with this, definitely could have some showers and thunderstorms delaying your plans. Putty Franks, Atlanta on the southeast side. Well, welcome. Thanks for tuning in and for streaming. If you have watched Atlanta News First Plus in the past, thank you for joining again. And if this is your first time, hopefully you're getting something out of this. And again, if you have any questions about the Atlanta forecast, just stay tuned. Putty, Mariko, Ford, Alex, Wesley, Angela, feel free to give me a follow on social media, X, Threads, Facebook, pretty much active on it all. But again, not just me, the entire First Alert Weather Team. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez, First Alert Meteorologist Patrick Pete, Courtney Jacobazzi, Rodney Harris, Ella Dorsey, all here to keep you updated, and we are never more than a few little clicks on your phone or your computer away. If you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns, that is yet another way that you can get those answered and addressed. Also mentioned that we are watching our kind of text stream here. You can literally just text us the question at any time. Just text 470-777-9263. Again, that is 777-9263. And I'm going to actually put this in the YouTube stream as well. If you ever have weather questions, just ask 470-777-WANF. That is 9263, last 4 digits of the phone number. And just put that in the comments thread on YouTube. So again, 470-777-9263, or just the letters WANF. Of course, those are our call letters. Atlanta News First, WANF. No risk of severe weather for North Georgia nor Metro Atlanta. Back to our forecast. Just wanted to give Texas folks or folks that are local and they're traveling westward, even if it's just a pit stop on your, the rest of your destination. As we get into Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, there is a greater risk of showers and thunderstorms to our west. Locally, though, and again, this is the big question mark for Christmas Day, as we still have some folks streaming here, want to dive back into this in case you just joined. There are questions with Christmas Day in particular, the first day that we have a more than 20% chance of a shower. Forecast models struggling to resolve the system to our west, the one that's soaking Texas, bringing the risk of severe weather to our friends well to our west. They're struggling with Christmas Day. Does rain make it this far east or does it not? We know rain is going to form. We know there will be storms, but how far east does it make it? And right now, all signs point to this really falling apart. It's just, does it fall apart before even getting close to us, or do we get a little bit of rain into the southwest side? That is something we're going to be watching and certainly working to solve and to chisel into stone, so to speak. Right now, there's enough uncertainty to where we can't do that. We are watching it, but right now the risk of impactful weather remains pretty low Christmas Day, low Thursday, pretty low Friday, and then as we, I think, kind of wrap this stretch of warmer and slightly more unsettled weather up, as we get into Sunday, we will be watching for another boost in that chance of showers, possibly a few rumbles of thunder again. There likely will be some changes beyond Wednesday to the forecast. Nothing, 180, but some alterations to the forecast, and you may see it lit up in red or a first alert weather day put on one of those days. If we do that, it simply means that the weather's going to be impactful enough, in this case rain, to maybe have you shifting some of your plans indoors, or if you're back to work after Christmas pretty quickly, could slow down your commutes, may need the extra time. We're just not there yet, but certainly the entire First Alert Weather team will be keeping an eye on this pretty complicated forecast developing across portions of the southern and southeastern United States. Wanted to thank everybody, now that we're about 20 minutes into this, wanted to thank everybody for tuning in and for watching, and also let you know, if this is your first time watching, you're kind of getting used to this ANF Plus stream schedule. Tonight at 8 p.m., I'm going to join Joy Lim-Nakrin, latest news headlines, but we will have another check of your First Alert forecast. Unfortunately, there is no early evening newscast today on Atlanta News First. We are preempted by sports on CBS. But we're still here, we're still working, and we will still be keeping you updated. Streams like this one, also video forecast updates. In fact, I have my phone right here in the First Alert Weather app. If you don't have the app, it is a great tool to have. All you have to do is search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store. This is what the app looks like. It's going to say First Alert Weather, ANF, and B in orange. And if you don't have the app, you may not know what I'm talking about, but these forecast updates are right there. That video update in the top of the app. We'll have more of those this evening with the weather over the next 48 hours, but also, again, talking more about Christmas and beyond. And we will be streaming again tonight at 8 p.m. Buddy's saying, tell everyone there I said happy holidays. So Ellie, Joe, Joy, the folks are saying happy holidays. And hopefully you heard that, though you probably didn't. These microphones are good, but they're not that good. You might have heard. Okay, here, let's.
Cutter is the best. Happy holidays.
No, that's very sweet. That's very sweet. I just told them that you're gonna. Here, you can join in. Here, come on.
Don't show me. I haven't put my makeup on yet.
Well, Joy will be.
Do you really want to scare people?
No, Joy will be joining the stream tonight at 8 p.m. Working on the latest news headlines. Fortunately, it's been a fairly quiet day.
Yes.
But we will also be chatting weather again tonight at 8. Angela Moore chiming in again saying she heard it. She heard you. And she saw you.
Thanks, Angela.
Angela Moore, thank you for watching. And Lenore Lopez as well. You're very welcome. Thank you for tuning in and for watching And we chat much the same on TV. It's just we don't have as much time. I get 3 minutes, not 30 minutes. So these are certainly great to be a part of, and want to let you know that we do these all the time. Every weekend, 4:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. And then First Alert Meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi has a streaming update every Saturday and Sunday morning as well. And then through the work week, every day at 8 p.m. we have forecast updates. But of course, if the weather's severe or impactful or there's something weird going on, well, you're going to give you extra weather and just meet you where you are and let you know right off the bat, streaming like this and in other ways too, that changes are on the way. But did want to wrap it up, let you know that we appreciate the viewership. We will be live tonight at 10 p.m. on Peachtree TV. So not on Atlanta News First, but on Peachtree TV. You can check your channel guide, Atlanta CW. And then we will be on tonight. Last night we went on a little late, and with football on CBS, it's possible we could go on a little bit late again this evening. That would be at hopefully 11 p.m. on WANF Atlanta News First. Possible, though, we could go on a little late, which is why these streams are extra cool. Updates in the First Alert Weather app are extra great because you don't have to necessarily stay up late with us if you absolutely can't, though we would love to have you. And we will have some new data coming in because of daylight saving and the time of year that it is. We get our new data in even earlier in the evening, and we're able to more swiftly give you those updates and pass along those updates on streams in the app and on Atlanta News First, whether Peachtree TV or WANF. I'm going to leave you with a gorgeous view of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Nothing but sunshine, but that sun is fading. Temperatures are falling, and it is going to be mighty cold this evening. But our real focus as a First Alert Weather team is that Christmas and Hanukkah, the holiday week forecast. Changes on the way, more clouds, and there is a rain chance. We're going to be fine-tuning those impacts, hopefully keeping them low over the next few days. Again, stay tuned, stay warm, and have a great evening.